The depth of that hole often represents the height that God plans to take you. We will get a deeper look at these truths and many others in this book. But every story I'll share here, and every scripture we will study, has one main message. Depend on God. All your battles belong to Him. He says so in 2 Chronicles chapter 20, verse 15. Do not fear or be dismayed because of this great multitude, for the battle is not yours, but God's. You and I are going to face enemies beyond what we can endure, battles beyond what we can bear, questions beyond what we can answer. All that opposition helps us recognize our need for the only one who can overcome on our behalf. Whatever war you're in, brother, whatever struggle you're facing, sister, depend on God who fights for you. He's able to do greater things in you and through you than you think are possible, because every battle of yours is actually His. Chapter 1. Facing Giants. My wife, Kanika, and I put our son Jonathan II, we call him J2, in real football, tackle football, when he was 8. One reason I wanted to do that is because at that age, the players are like cotton balls hitting each other, you know? I mean, 8-year-olds have on pads, but they aren't tackling. They're basically hugging each other and trying to wrestle each other down. That's how they get used to the game. I didn't want to wait until J2 was 12 to put him in real football, because boys bring in a little more thunder then, and he probably would have walked away from the game. Still, even at 8 years old, he was smart. He's a thinker. So when we got to the field where they were about to have their first game, J2 ran up there to check it all out. As soon as he got a look at the players on the other team, he said, "Dad, there are some big guys out here. They're bigger than me." And the dad in me rose up. Anyone who knows me knows it wasn't compassionate dad eyeballing my son in that moment. It was competitive dad, the one who played D1 in NFL football. "So what?" I said. "No, Dad, look." J2 pointed to a couple of opposing players doing warm-ups. "Look how that kid catches the ball." Then his eyes bugged. "Look how fast that other kid is." So here was my son, standing on the sidelines, analyzing his opponents before his very first game. I mean, he hadn't put his pads on, hadn't done any warm-ups, but already he was worried about the competition. The problem is, while he was busy analyzing his giants, he forgot himself. He forgot that he can catch anything thrown his way, that he's a natural athlete, that he's tall and rangy, and most of all, the dude has wheels. I had to put that in front of his face, show him who he is, so he could remember and be ready for the game. I'm using that analogy so you can think about your own life. When you're looking at a challenge in front of you, how do you see it? When life comes at you with some kind of giant, is your perspective based on your challenge or your calling? Do you perceive it as opposition or opportunity? Do you live your life based on the size of your problems or the size of your purpose? Your calling is the full expression of the unique traits, gifts, and skills that God has embedded in you, including your passions and experiences. Every time you obediently bring all of who you are into the opportunities God gives you and the opposition the enemy throws at you, then you're operating in your calling. It's always for His glory and His game plan, though, so that His kingdom keeps gaining ground. It's never simply for your advancement. Your advancement is just a secondary benefit of God's kingdom advancing. Drafted. In the Bible, I like David because he remembered who he was while facing all kinds of opponents. Everybody knows him as the underdog who took on an actual giant and won. But David could tell you a lot about overcoming family struggle, too. He dealt with opposition at home, not just on the battlefield. For starters, David was the youngest son in a big family. He was also the shortest dude among them, a mini-me compared to his brothers. Between his youth and his size,